behind the camera is Jess. Together we wanted to welcome you again to Stockman's Ridge. We're just in our small veggie patch, which hopefully will grow out to by at least another 6 or so beds and potentially even further. We've got quite a bit of land here. We're just learning a little bit as we go along here what grows well in this climate. You can see some veggies that we've got growing here. This is sort of our second bed that we've planted. But we found that onions and carrots are growing really well. We have a couple of roses there who were a victim of our dog who dug them up from another bed, but we managed to salvage them. And we actually just planted some beans here. We just put up a bit of a trellis to start with, and we've learned from our mistakes here. Our first attempt with the veggie patch was not as tall as this. It was actually only one railway sleeper in height, and our tomatoes have run out of control, but they never cease to end with their supply at the moment. We've got plans to potentially use a different method. Our trellis wasn't strong enough. We used bamboo. Probably have to use something a little bit stronger, I think. We're probably also going to try a polytunnel. That I think we'll be able to get the yields. We've got our cellar door planned to open soon, so we want to be able to feature foods that we grow ourselves, and we're going to need a little bit more quantity than this, but we're just sort of learning at the moment. It is sort of the end of the year, but we have so many tomatoes, and of course we recycle everything. We've got our chooks that'll eat all the scraps that we have. We also have pigs that you may hear in the background whenever we're videoing these episodes. And the chooks, they'll eat pretty much anything. They love the tomatoes. The pigs, on the other hand, they're a big fan of all the greens. Not so much of onions or anything like that. So we actually have to duck into town and we'll pick up a pallet of the scraps from the vegetable shop, and we feed them a little bit extra. But they also get a little bit of protein. The two pigs that we have are breeding sows. We'll introduce you to them in the future. They're both named Tulip and Matilda, but here in our veggie patch we're just trying to see what works at what time. It's starting to come into autumn now, beautiful time of year. We've got some cabbage, as I say, which I think is probably going to work quite well, but we found onions are thriving, carrots are thriving, and all we've done here is we've simply got two beds, two railway sleepers in place. We've got some soil from one of the stores in town that sells bulk soil. We wanted a nice clean start. We can grow a lot of grass here, and we thought we'd start with a nice clean slate. And we've got a thin layer of straw on top. Just keeps that moisture in when we get rain, because when it comes, but it can be a little bit of time until we get another dose of rain. We actually also do irrigate a little bit. We use bore water. But we try and keep that to a minimum. But what's really exciting for us is right now we've got some peas and beans planted, and you can just see them coming through here. We've got basically a dwarf pea, sweet pea, grow about 40 centimetres high, just as a first start for us here, and we've got a movable trellis system here. We're trying to recycle as much as we can. We've got a couple of old star pickets, which is why it doesn't hold too straight. You know, when we redo some fencing, we may have some straighter ones, and that'll give us a much stronger structure. But we can move this trellis from area to area as we need. And over here, we just made use of an old bathtub that used to be a trough. And we've got some cucumbers. They haven't been going too well, so I'm not sure if cucumbers are probably something that we want to play with, but we're going to try and make the most of it with a strawberry in the middle there. Strawberries do grow well in pots, and as long as we can keep those weeds down and the bugs away, we should have a good supply of strawberries for ourselves in due course. Obviously, when we start constructing the next ones, I hope to get some video of us building it, building the next couple. We can fit about 8 in here, as I said. So that's our initial goal, to try and keep growing more and more food that we can eat ourselves and hopefully serve to anyone that visits us here in Orange. But it's a beautiful day again, and we'll look forward to sharing. Maybe we'll introduce the pigs next. and in the coming episodes we might try some wine that we've got, and we'll also show you the construction that we're doing on our cellar door, which is just down in this direction. So thank you for watching. Again, you know, what vegetables grow best where you are, so if you have any thoughts on what we potentially could grow, or what you find is an interesting variety, interesting vegetable, write them in the comments section underneath here. We'd love to talk and hear what you guys are growing at home and what grows well with you. We're in a cool climate area, so you know, if you find something unusual that grows, we've heard you know, lemons and limes grow well. We've also heard that pomegranates grow well, but I'm not really too sure on the vegetables, so we're still experimenting. So yeah, love to hear from you.